It's like build it, they will come. Yo, amanyama game ya Kenya bafethu. Some of those games can be truly, truly boring. Hey, sanibonani bafethu. Welcome to a brand new episode of Ringa Diski. Sicelo Dlamini. Yeah, finally we are back. Finally we are here. Siqale ngokuthi sibonge laba abahlali basilandelile bafethu. To everyone who's been with us from the beginning, who's been, encouraging with, hey, come back, post, share, whatever that you're doing on this platform, please come back and do it. Sibonge kulabo. Sicele nalabo abaqala ukusibona bafethu. Please join our platform. Please like and share, man, bona ma videos ethu. And yeah, comment, man. Give us feedback on the content, give us feedback on the delivery of this content that we're doing, bafethu, so that nathi sikhule, so that nathi sizokwazi ukunikeza exactly what you want to listen to or what you want to share your views on, bafethu. But ke singaloko siyalena lena, PSL is back, football is back. Which is why we are here, which is why we have this platform. Just to give you guys a quick introduction to those who are joining us for the first time. Platform here is, an open, free platform to share your opinions. We are not here to talk about which club, favorite club. No, we are not here for that. We are just here to share our views to So if you happen to see us, guma feeds, yeah, comment, share, tell us ukuthi, the opinion and I don't understand, or I don't follow this opinion of yours. But again, we're not here to always be criticizing. No, we are here to always be praising. Wherever la possible there's criticism, share. Wherever there's praise needed, we'll do the same. I think it's that's what it's all about. Just being fair and open and sharing our views without without long-winded. Let's get into ama topics esifuna ukukhuluma ngawo namhlanje, and sizukuthi nina nithini ngawo bafethu. So iPSL ibuyile, as I said, ibhola livuliwe all across the world. Some of the leagues have not even closed. Our MLS have been going on. We've just watched the women's football FIFA World Cup, which was exciting, which was good. It was good to see BANYANABANYANA going through to the next round. I know a lot of us have opinions, views here to opinions around the performance of BANYANABANYANA. All I'm going to say around that is since I've opened the gate to that, is that, hey, if you're looking at BANYANABANYANA from where they started in World Cup, right, which is their first World Cup that they went to, the previous one, and you're looking at them now, there's no better improvement gauge to look at if you're not looking at they didn't make it into the last 16, which was their first World Cup. Their second World Cup, they made it into the last 16, right? Which begs the question, how far can they go in the next World Cup? That's all I'm going to say. Whether you liked how they lost the matches, how they drew the matches, how they played, you have to be fair to BANYANABANYANA. They went out of a group, right? Needless to say, they are the only football team that we have in this country that has managed to do that in a major tournament. Right? So say what you want to say about BANYANABANYANA and their performances. That's the case. That's their performances, and it showed improvement from the last one to this one here. So me, myself, proud of the girls, and hopefully, man, more doors can be open for our players to go play or showcase their talents in bigger clubs outside the country, in bigger professional or more professional leagues that are existing outside the country, which is Europe, the US, or wherever that they want to go. I think Australia also has a good women's football league, right? So, I hope their performances and how far they went and how they sort of exposed their talent, showcased their talent, can take them further, man, and, get them to greater heights. That's all I'm saying, and that's all I wish for the ladies. And yeah, man, big up to Spain for winning it. Interesting that there was drama in that Spanish national team, with some players were boycotting the coach, and they went on, they beat England, they went on to win the trophy, which, as I said, was interesting with all the controversy that they came with into into the World Cup, which begs or which shows Guti sometimes controversy is there, but when the performances on the field, and the dedication of the players show Guti they want to go on and win the trophy. That's what's going to happen without whether there's controversy, whether there's drama about payments, whether there's drama about not liking the coach. If the players go into the field and they perform, they'll go to wherever they want to go and they'll reach their goals. And Spain's goals was to win the trophy, and they did. So congrats to them. Congrats to England as well for going as far as they did into a final. I think it was their first final. So congrats to them. Unfortunately, they couldn't win it. But one thing I do know for sure, they will never stop talking about it until the next World Cup. But anyway, moving right along, as I said, all the other leagues are open. But I wanted us to take some time and focus on the PSL, right? As we go on Manyama episode, we'll go into other leagues and more into details about other leagues. But I wanted to talk about the PSL and Nikale at the beginning of this season, right? Couple of things for me. Number one, there is I don't see a hype about an upcoming season in PSL, right? There's no real hype to say the season is about to start. That gets us the football fans excited, that gets us the football people, really looking forward to watching the PSL, right? All it is, it's just us missing it and saying, hey, when is it coming back? It's unlike if you're one of those people who binge a series, you're always looking to the next episode. You're always looking into the next season, what's going to happen in the next season, continuing from where things left off. You are excited about it, but I don't see that in a PSL, and that's my biggest worry. I understand, Uguti, it's a league and teams do their own marketing, which is something I'm also going to mention right now in terms of getting their fans excited. But I think as an organization, I don't see that much excitement. I see it on TV. Don't get me wrong, right? You see what DSTV is doing to get us ready for the league with the pre-season analysis and all of those things that they do, and that's all good and well, right? But what about the rest of the people? What about the people who you want to draw into this league, who want to get excited about going to watch games for the first time, right? Not forget, but the ones that are going to go on watching the season or go on watching the games, those you're fine with that. But what are you doing to get the ones that were not interested last season and you want to bring them in this season? What are you doing to get them excited? And for me, there was a lack of it. I didn't see much of that. It was just a matter of the PSL is starting, and yeah, you see it, you wanna watch it, you go on and watch it. So that really is something that concerns me. Hopefully, as a league, they'll think about it and look into what they can do to make us excited, make us interested in wanting to watch the start of the season, right? And to us that do go on to watch the football, or who do get ourselves excited and get ourselves into what the league is going to give us. Yeah, you tend to forget with the PSL, some of the matches can be boring. Some of those games can be truly, truly boring, right? And I don't want to say it's the players, it's how the coach is set up. I do want to say maybe it's the beginning of the season and some games are a bit slow. The players are not with the groove of the season as yet. You want to give that excuse, but some of the games are boring, right? Forget the results, forget who wins the game or what happens in that game. Just watching that 90 minutes feels like, sure, you're playing in the game, right? And now you've started it. You are there 15 minutes into the game. You are invested. There's nothing, you can't go anywhere now. That's your next 90 minutes. And you watch it and you're like, this is not what you want to see for the rest of the season. But I do hope, Uguti, what I've seen so far in the games that were boring, I don't want to mention them, but I think we all know those games I'm talking about, is that some of those teams improve, not improve per se, because the results came, right? It's just you want to see the excitement, man. You want to see attacking football. You want to see end-to-end stuff. You want to see, the blow-to-blow. I understand, Gutivele, some coaches, I bet they don't like to see those open games. I think almost every coach would say this game was too open for my liking, but for the neutrals, it was a good game. So all the coaches want to control some part of the game. I understand that part. But come on, man, give us exciting football. That's what you want to see. Right? That's what you want to see, whether we're watching it on TV or whether we go to the stadiums to watch the game. That's exactly what you want to see. But as I say, right now, start of the season, it's a brand new season. I say brand new, because it just started last week or the week before. But it really is not, because another thing you forget about the PSL is that the games can come quick and fast, right? That's another thing you forget about the PSL. Like now, the league started, I think, we're 2 weeks into the league, if I'm not mistaken, or just going into the third week, right? But already, a team like Mamelodi Sundowns has played 5 games, right? A team like Mamelodi Sundowns has played 5 games in the league alone. Forget the MTN, forget that they'll also go on and play in Africa, but you see that the league, if you blink, it's finished, right? And I understand this season there's quite a lot of games that are going to be played. If you take into consideration the league itself, the cups that we're going to play, the MTN, Netbank. Also this year there's the Carling Cup, which replaces Telkom. There's also the Super League, and there's also the continental competition. So if you look at it in that sense, you understand, Guti, the PSL needs to, quickly put the fixtures out there. But to play 5 games within a month in a league season, and if you look at it now, if Sundowns can play 5 games in 3 weeks, right, and you take another 3 weeks, they play 10. If the PSL wanted to go on like this league can end before December, right? I think it can if we're playing it at this pace, right? Just the league alone, without the cup games. So you forget that, man, and sometimes you blink and you miss it, and it's to a point. I do understand, right? As I said, I do understand Uguti. They need by the show Uguti. They put in the games and then so that Sundowns, for example, can go play a CAF, and then whatever happens in the Super League, they can also get those games in. I understand that part, right? What I still fail to understand, and I've been trying to understand, is that why are we not so aligned with the CAF schedule, right? Why are we not trying to align our league with that schedule? And I understand, Uguti, with Sundowns already playing these 5 games, right? What you're trying to do is also give them an opportunity to prepare for going into Africa without, them having to travel, say, on a Monday, playing on, them having to travel immediately after they played on a Tuesday and all of those things. You want to give them the time to go on and prepare to play in Africa. But if we align, man, if there's a way to align our fixtures with every other fixture that happens, or every other tournament that our clubs play in, I don't think Uguti Ngabanale Spiti Peter Sisbona, right? For me, it's too much, right? And it's not too much just on the players. It's too much on us as well as fans. If you look at how we watch games on TV, for some of us who can't travel with their teams, you look at those who travel with the teams as well. That's where you see the deep in either people going into the stadium or people watching the games on TV, because it's coming thick and fast. You're watching Sundowns play on a Sunday. You've gone to almost Peter Mukaba. You've gone to Masterpiece Stadium, right? They're playing on a Sunday. Now you go to work on Monday, Tuesday they're playing, Wednesday they're playing. Now you have to travel again. It's a night game, and then it's like, what? No, as fans, well, I understand the Sundowns fans, they can go follow, but as the neutrals, you're like, I wanted to go to that game, but the way they're also happening so quickly, you don't get the time to go on and enjoy the stadium. So maybe there's something that can be done around that, right? So those are some of the factors, and then talking about some of the performances I've seen, or some of the things that I think are exciting to watch. Yeah, man, I think the predictability of this league is coming into the fore again. As I said, Sundowns has played 5 or won 5, so they up there, 15 points already. The closest person next to them has 7 points, even though they've played more games, but you can actually see that already there's a 6 points gap. Already you're like, wow, who's gonna, who is chasing Sundowns that quickly to catch them, right? And then you see that, oh, okay, so Grand Lana says Obugeli Sundowns, win league VV. That's all we are here to do. We are here to watch the Sundowns winning the league VV, because that's what they did. That's what they're doing. And the Bakali Grand, they started very well. You can't fault the Sundowns. You can't even put this on the Sundowns. They are here to compete, and they do that, right? If the other teams are not up to par with the Sundowns, that's not Sundowns' business. I'm not putting this on the Sundowns. But all I'm saying is, Guti, the league is becoming predictable, right? If you are a betting person, you go into whatever bet app you go into, and you wanna bet against the Sundowns winning a game. Yeah, you brave. Those odds will work for you, But anyway, I think I know even betting. But that's all I'm saying, Guti. We are watching this league and it seems to be predictable, right? It's a league where you see the likes of Obochipa doing what they've been doing last year, just surviving, just trying to survive. You're seeing Lokuzana, some glimpse of growth ku Pirates. You're seeing some same of the same Kaizer Chiefs. You're seeing exciting games when you're watching Stellenbosch play Pirates, but you're not seeing the same excitement when you're watching Stellenbosch play Golden Arrows or play Lokuzana, the team from Iteben Royal AM, which is another thing that I don't understand, Uguti. Why is it that I understand, Uguti, when the lower teams play your Sundowns, Chiefs and Pirates, they wanna showcase their acumen. They wanna show Uguti what is it that they bring onto the table. I understand that, but if you can match Sundowns pound for pound with whatever tactic that you're bringing, you can match Pirates, you can beat the Chiefs, with whatever tactic that you're bringing. Why is it then you're not taking that tactic to go play Golden Arrows, to go play Polokwane City, the newcomers, to go play Cape Town Spurs, to go play Royal AM and just across those teams? Why are you not using that? Because if that's the case, if you can hold on to or hold Sundowns or beat Pirates, or as I said, beat Chiefs, then the ones either closest to you or behind you should be not easy, but you should put in the same tactic, because you see it works on the thing, right? You've tested it on the highest teams or highest performing team in the league, and it worked for you. Then why not do the same with the other teams? But it always seems like the smaller teams are bringing their A game when they play the big three, even if it's now just the big one or the big two, because Pirates is doing very well as well. And then you've seen that. And there was something very fascinating that I noticed, is that so in the first game of the league, Pirates lost. I think they lost to Stellenbosch, right? They beat in 1-0. And after the game, the interviewer said to Coach Pirates, Guti, is concerned about the lack of goals or the lack of his strikers scoring goals, because I think in that game they created quite a few chances and they couldn't convert the chances. And the coach said, no, he's not worried about that. And guess what, right? They went on to score 9 goals in 2 games immediately after that game. Immediately after the game, they scored 5 and 4 goals, right? And yeah, it was fascinating to see that, Guti, their response, But I'm hoping, Guti, that's what we'll see. And I'm hoping players like Abulipasa are going to remain at that level. I think he's hungry. He's showcased to Guti. He wants to play. When he was at Supersport last season as a loanee, he got some good game time and came back and wanted to show Guti he can play. Right? We will dive more into each team. We'll dive more into the players that we see, or the things that we're noticing that we're not really fascinated about, happy about, that we're concerned about, or we like. You want to talk about the things that we like. We'll go into those things as the season progresses, right? But yeah, man, I just wanted to, as we start the season, just raise those things that I don't understand, man. And I also want to urge all the fans that watch Ipola Bafetu, whenever that you can, right? I know Uguti, our teams don't put a lot of effort in getting us into the stadiums, right? I commend what the Sundowns has been doing over the years. I commend what happens at Orlando Stadium in some particular games. And, you have to take your hat off to the likes of Kaizer Chiefs when they travel to Peter Mokaba, Mpumalanga, and they travel to Edeben. You'll see the crowds coming, right? But you don't see the same crowd at Moses Mabhida when it's the two KZN teams playing. You don't see the same crowd Peter Mokaba when it's the actual home team playing there. You don't see those numbers, right? And that's where part of what I'm saying, Guti, you forget that the league is boring, is where you can see, you can hear the people are singing when you're watching on TV. You can hear them singing, but you can't see them, right? And it's fascinating because Ama Camera PSL sit on the main grandstand and they face the empty grandstand, which is always funny to look at because the empty grandstand is like, hey, where are the people that are singing? But they're just below the cameras. But it bothers me, man. It bothers me to say, Uguti, the likes of Abu Sundowns are able to bring in the crowds, right? It's even worse when it's a Sundowns Chiefs game, Sundowns Pirates game, Chiefs Pirates, all of these three teams playing together. It's always a bigger crowd, right, that comes through. It's also a bigger crowd when they travel to the provinces, like you've seen in the Chipa versus Sundowns game. It was packed. But believe me, when you see Chipa now play a Royal AM in the same stadium, you won't see abantu base-PE baphuma ngale ndlela baphume ngayo. It's the same as you won't see abantu base-Mbombela baphuma ngale ndlela baphume ngayo when ETS Galaxy is going to be playing another team, the same way they came out when they were playing in Kaizer Chiefs, which is to say, I understand, Uguti, when the bigger teams travel, they go into the province, they have their fans in those provinces coming to watch the team. I understand that part. But as a football lover, there's a game playing at the stadium near you. Why are you not going there? The team that is playing is the team that represents your province or your location or your you know what I mean? Why are you not going there? Right? Why is it that Orlando Stadium is not packed by abantu base Orlando from A1 to, I don't know, Pelela 30 or Gupema 30 or Gupi. You know what I mean? Why is that not the case? Why is it FNP not filled up by bonke abantu abaphume ePhefeni in Orlando West who go into that stadium, Chiefs Maidlala, if it's not playing a Pirates or the Sundowns? Why is that? I really want to get that understanding, Guti. Why is it as fans we're not going there, right? I'll share my sort of views right now as to why sometimes I don't go to games. I'll do that, but I really wanted to pose that question, Guti. Why is it that we don't go out to watch these games, right? Like Orlando Stadium is what? 40? Is it a 45,000 seater? If not 40, right? I'm not saying, Guti, every day, every game, it should be packed to the rafters. I understand, Guti, it cannot be. But if you look at Orlando as it sits, right, or as it's a walk away, right? Wherever part of Orlando you come from, it's a walk away, right? So what is it that, as a football lover, I understand that Banyabantu are not into football, they're not into the stadium that much, but as a football lover, what is it that is a deterrent for us to go to the stadium, right? I really would like to know that. With me, or what I will say is that, number one, I always want to go to the stadium, right? But I always feel, Uguti, some of these teams don't need me to go to the stadium, right? Because I'm a paying person that goes to the stadium, right? I think, Uguti, they don't need a 60 rand army. And by the way, ticket is now 60 rand. They sort of bayikhuphule smoothly without any notice. Remember when it was 20 bucks, basitshela ukuthi we're going to 40. But I don't remember basitshela ukuthi now we're going into 60, unless there was communication that I didn't see. But I don't remember that. But anyway, as I was saying, I'm a paying customer, right? Who me to go to the stadium? Don't make it a default situation, right? I think that's what the teams are doing. They make it a default situation, but it's like build it, they will come type of situation, right? It's like, yeah, tell them what we're playing FNB or we're playing Orlando and they will come. You're not doing anything beyond just telling me the fixture to make me go to the stadium, right? That's the number one. The second thing is that you expect me to go to the stadium on a Tuesday evening or 5 o'clock. From where? From where? These are most of the people that go to the stadium, or most of the people in around the country, some of them by a span, right? So when am I leaving 9 to 5 to come to a stadium or 5 on a Tuesday afternoon? Right? When am I doing that? Like, think about that. When am I doing that? Say I do that again, and then I'm at the stadium and the game starts, right? What happens at the stadium that is going to take away, I want to say, my worries, that's going to take away stress, besides me watching Ebola, that may also just frustrate me even more. Now, I'm not saying, Guti, now, maybe must figure my stadium, must babysit, further entertainment. No, I'm not saying that. But all I'm saying is, Guti, think about what more you can do to get me interested in what's about to happen or what is going on around me, right? That's another point. Then there's also the point of Guti, get to Uruguay Stadium. Get to Uruguay Stadium, right? We can't run away from that, right? Get to Uruguay Stadium. That is why I'm always amazed by seeing people who are always at the stadium. And I'm like, do these people actually buy these tickets to go to the stadium, or they get some comms, which sometimes I also do get the comms. So I always ask that, because take, for example, I go to FNB, right? I stay here at Soweto. If I nyala FNB, a cab, it takes would be what? 20 bucks takes me there, right? So if you take it 60 rand, that's already 80 bucks, right? I get there, if it's a day game or if it's a 3 o'clock kickoff, I want to eat. Right? I want to eat. So we play it as what? 50 to 70, depending what you take, right? So where are we now? 150, around 120, that's where we are. I also need something nyana to drink. So let's say all in all, we round it off to like 180 to 2 clip that I'm going to spend ngekemewa, right? Ngekemewa. Now, if the Chiefs is going to play FNB 3 times that month, that is 600 bucks that I need to spend in a stadium. That is 600 rand that I need to spend in a stadium. Angazi ngabanye abantu, that is a lot of money, right? That's a lot of money. And as njoba ngishilo ukuthi, I understand vele to present a game, it's costly stadium to abantu ababhayisayo, we're there to support them and all of those things. And I see other teams now are coming with season tickets, which I don't know what those season tickets are. If you're charging me 600 rand for 10 games, while the ticket is 60 bucks, what are you discounting? What? The parking and all of those things. What if I'm parking? You know what I mean? So I'm essentially just paying the same thing, right? But I understand the cost that it takes to run a football match, one football match. I understand that part. And I understand well, using those cost. But that's one of the things that make me to go to one game and not to another game, right? That's one of those things. And then you get to the stadium, right? Then you get to the stadium, right? And then you see, man, some of these people that are here are hooligans. I am sorry to say that to the fans. Some of the people that are there are hooligans. And I don't understand why people behave the way they behave sometimes on West Stadium. I don't know if because it's Puzile, or maybe, I don't know, maybe Sisenda when that is too free, but some of the things that happen in the stadium put our lives in danger, right? I'll tell you, one time I went to see Derby. I had bought, I think the second tier FNP, the second level FNP, right? Because it's the level
this one, and then I think it's the B level, whatever they call it, right? So I bought tickets to go sit there, right? So you get there, got the early, got my drinks early, got the food early, sit there before the game starts. This is the game where Matt got that long goal, right? A long distance goal, whatever. So I'm sitting there, right? But what happens is that because abanye abantu bafika late, before the game starts, then now they're rushing into la ngihleli khona or la sihleli khona, and they just stand there. Now I'm sitting, they just standing. Now you can't see. As you stand, someone behind you cannot see. Now it's a matter of you're no longer concentrating on the game more than just telling the people good bahlale phansi, and it's not polite. Abantu abajelani polite, which then causes the effect engisho ukuthi it puts our lives in danger because kuba nama arguments. You also have to talk about the fact ukuthi stadium is not child friendly, right? Because say it's a Sunday game, right? It's a nice open Sunday, you want to take the kids to the stadium. If it's a packed stadium, it's a packed game like a derby, it's difficult to do that. Very, very difficult to do that because it's unsafe. There's smoking everywhere of everything that you can light up. Stadium. That's the only thing I haven't seen. But it's there's just smoking everywhere, which is, as I'm saying, it's not child friendly, right? That for me is another reason why sometimes I get that deterrent with Nanya Stadium. I'd rather just go alone and go watch the game. And yeah, so those are some of the factors that make me sort of nice stadium, right? I'm not even going to mention what we see on the field, right? Because as South African fans, I think we are being hypocrites in the sense of a stadium because maybe the game is not, as I said, some of the games are boring, or maybe because it's not exciting, whatever, right? As I made the example, you were there when the Sundowns was playing Ichipa, right? But you're not going to be there when Ichipa is playing Cape Town Spurs or Cape Town City. You're not going to be there, right? Now, you went there to see the excitement that is brought in by Sundowns. Is that why you were there, right? To see the excitement. So you were there to watch how Sundowns play, or you were there to watch the game as a football supporter or as a football fan. I'm not sure if that young is good. So that's another thing. I think we're hypocrites in that sense because even though some of us are by a stadium, we still turn on the TV and watch the same game that is playing down the road from me. Like I've watched the Pirates TV, and we are like Orlando Stadium is 5 minutes from me, but I've preferred to watch it play a TV. Why? Right? Why is that? Why do we do it that way? Right? So all of those things, Guti, nathi mele sithi masigxeka, si understand Guti what's our role if I'm talking, right? And you also have to think about the poor players, man. Imagine the excitement that is created when the stadium is full. The uthukanyana when they go out and see a Nelson Mandela Stadium packed to the rafters, when they go out and see Mbombela igcwele, when they go out and see Peter Mokaba igcwele, and they shake because this is not their everyday lives, right? And they do that on a Sunday, and then on a Wednesday, Kalipungan. And then you ask yourself, why? Why is it Athlone Stadium does not get packed the same way? The stadium where Stellenbosch plays in, Iherikwala that now Royal M is going to use. Why is it not packed when Royal M is not playing the big three? Because as an issue, right, you're creating a situation for one player that is unsustainable, or that you're not going to sustain. You were there. You made it, you packed the stadium, and then the next game, you're not there. Were you there because a big team was there and you wanted to see just that big team? Were you there to see the type of football that big team brings into the game? Which is, again, funny because a big team was in Mbombela and they got beaten. So what is it? What's the difference, I think, is what I'm trying to get to. And singabi am a hypocrite, guys, right? Let's not be hypocrites. As I say, Guti, there's things that the clubs are not doing, but also there's things as fans that we need to be doing as well, right? Because to elevate game here, to elevate this football that we say we love, we need to support it. That's basically it. We need to find some common ground between us, the clubs, and the league to be supporters of the game every time there's a match playing. You've seen some games, KZN, I think there's a stadium in KZN, it's not the Herikwala one, where the fans, they hang on the trees. Right? It shows that those people want to come and watch the game, but maybe they can't afford to do so. So how do we bring those people into the party? You can see at Derby that there are people who go to the stadium just for the Derby. They have no idea what's happening. They don't follow the PSL at all. But because they know what it's Derby Day, they go there. Same way as we're doing at Durban July. After Durban July, how many of the people that went to the Durban July go on and play, going into another horse race? Right? So those are just a few things I wanted to canvas. I wanted just to put up. It's a platform last Sharakon. I'm not judging, I'm not just pressing my opinions, I'm just sharing my thoughts and trying to understand the point of view here. So if you have any comments, please comment. Please share your comments on this video. Please share your comments on the Facebook, who's gonna Diski on the Facebook, TikTok as well, Diski as well. You can also find us on Twitter, Diski as well. Yeah, wherever you can see us, Google my socials. Share those things, right? But anyway, as we wrap this one up, to look out for some exciting topics that we're going into where we look into football as a whole, man. Some of the videos that we have lined up for you are not going to be even talking about what we see on the field or what we see. We're just going to talk about football as a whole as we understand it. Also look out for some exciting features that we're going to be adding as a Ringa Diski. If you're born somewhere, say hello, because I might be having something exciting and fun for us to do. Stadium or anywhere where there's football playing. Sicelo Dlamini, you've been watching Ringa Diski. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Please subscribe, like, and share and comment. Cheers, guys.